Hi guys, this is Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me this afternoon for a fun project. I've got a really simple card today for y'all. I wanted to make something a little bit more, advanced, stepped up. I don't know if you can see this, but I ripped off like half of my fingernail the other day. So my pinky finger is very sore, and it's amazing. Amazing when something happens like that. You don't realize how often or how much you utilize that finger, that part of your body until it hurts. So I've got a really simple card, but just wanted to thank y'all for joining me this afternoon. Just some quick announcements. I've got a brand new round of Stampin' Anonymous tutorials. This month we are highlighting the celebration catalog. So each project is using a different stamp set or different product, I should say, out of the celebration catalog. So we kind of picked, one of the more popular type items. So the tutorials again are great. I think you'll love them. Just really, really pretty. It always amazes me every month to see what the other ladies that I do this with, what they've created. So anyway, just as a reminder, when you shop with me in the month of February, you get these for free. You can purchase these for $9.95. When you do that, you get the full color PDF that you can download and print off. Or if you would like to join my team, especially during celebration, the deal is phenomenal. You get an extra $50. So for $175 or for $99, you can join and you get to pick $175 worth of product. But as a member of my team, I do send these out to everyone. So, and then also, I think I mentioned this last time, you are able to purchase the other tutorials. I think we started this in September, October. I think it was September. So, you are able to go back and purchase those. They would just be at $9.95. And so let me show you the card that we're going to be making today. I actually needed to make a get well card, so I thought this would be perfect. The card that I'm going to make, it's going to be just a little bit different. There's just one little tweak that I'm going to make. But this is using the Needlepoint Nook product suite that you can find in the Occasions catalog. You can find this on page 39. And if you follow me on Facebook, this is my product of the week. I chose the bundle, and I finally my newsletter went out a little late this week. Normally it goes out on Mondays. It went out today, but in my newsletter, I mentioned that this was really the first bundle that I was attracted to when I saw the catalog. And I guess it was reminiscent of when I used to do cross stitching as a young girl, and I never finished my projects. So I kind of make fun of myself in my newsletter today, stating that if you get this, you don't have to worry about finishing your projects. All the embroidery is done for you. But this is that distinctive stamping. So what that means is that the stamps are flat, but they have dimension. The designer series paper has this photography embroidery image. So, somebody did embroider this and they just took a photograph of it and created designer series paper. On the B side, it's your more traditional, just graphic type paper. But just a lovely, lovely suite. I would love to be able to show you the Needlepoint Nook mini buttons. They're somewhere in my room. I don't know where they went. So when I clean out my room here in a couple of weeks, we're getting new carpet on one whole side of my house, which includes this room. I'll probably find them then. So anyway, but this is the card. Like I said, I needed to make a get well. Some really nice sentiments within the stamp set. So I'll show you the stamp set right here. So we have a birthday, get well, a thank you, and then a couple of other greetings that you can send and, make it a friend card. And then these are the embroidery images right here. So just some really fun just a very unique type stamp set, something that is completely different than anything I really have in my supply. So I really think y'all will like that. And with the bundle, you know, as always, you save 10% when you do get the bundle, but these are the fun framelits. They don't really look like much, but these flowers right here cut out this little trio down here. So just some really a beautiful stitched shape right here. I should probably die cut these out and show y'all on a post or something like that. Let me see here. Looks like that. I don't know if you can see that, but on page 38, that's a really pretty label with some fun stitching. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this. The button that I'm using today, this is our tinted faceted buttons. These are in our current in colors. No, are they? No, they're the in colors that are going to be retiring soon. But those are out of the annual catalog. And speaking of which, this is a great segue. It's February, so the 2017-2019 end colors will be retiring at the end of May. I suggest this very early on, and please heed my warning, but if there is anything of those 2017-2019 end colors that you want, re-inkers, markers, paper, cardstock, whatever it is, embellishments, please get them now, because they will start probably running out of stock next month to early April. So I always like to warn my customers very early so that they're not rushed. But once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so that we're going to be using that. That's what I used for the little embellishment right there, which is, I think, is very pretty. I would love to be using the other button, but like I said, it's somewhere in here. Okay, so let me show you the supplies that you will need to make this card. I'm really into top folding cards recently. I'm not sure why, but I just really like that. So again, this is Thick Whisper White. I like to use Thick Whisper White for card bases. I've just cut this in half. So this is 11 inches wide by 4 1/4. My Simply Scored tool. And I will score this at 5 1/2. So it's just a traditional A5 size, A2 size card. And I'll just use my bone folder. So then I have cut one of the Designer Series paper collection papers, just a 1/4 inch smaller. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to use Snail. And the colors in this collection there's a lot, just that you know. It is Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Highland Heather, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Poppy Parade, Tranquil Tide, and oh, it's Very Vanilla? Oh, really? Oh. Well, there's white in here too. Huh. Oh, well, I'm using Whisper White. It looks fine. I would have never, oh, I guess maybe that. Okay. And then Very Vanilla, like I said. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on, making sure I've got an even border all the way around. And this is what I forgot to do in my sample card. I wanted to cut, well, actually, if you have this catalog, I'm making this card right here. But I just changed up the sentiment. I like to do that. You know, that's the nice thing about our catalogs is, you know, you can case it. You can kind of change it up. Actually, I'm going to cut this down a little bit. So that's what I did there. So in my sample card, I forgot to put that piece of paper in there. So I'm going to include it right now. And let's see, I cut this to 4 by 3 1/2, 3 1/4. I'm actually going to cut this down a little bit. Let's see, because I think it's too long. So what did I say? This is 4. So let's go. Trying to see where can you see this? Can you see it down there? Oh no, you can see it up here better. Okay, I always use the bottom, so using the top's kind of different for me. Let's do 3 1/2 by I don't know, I feel like this is, no, okay. I think that's, okay, so I cut this down to 3.5 by 3 1/4. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just kind of like doing it where it peeks out behind the crushed curry. Now the crushed curry piece, I cut 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So this is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and this is crushed curry. And then you're also going to need just a scrap piece of Whisper White. I just keep a bin filled with all of my Whisper White scraps. So whenever I really grab from that a lot to do my stamping. For your ink, you're going to need Balmy Blue. That's what I'm going to use to stamp my greeting. Then, like I said, the tinted faceted buttons. And then I'll show you my beautiful old olive linen thread. Part of it came out. I thought this would be, anyway, this is me. This isn't the cats or the kids. I did this. So anyway, we're going to be using some of the old olive linen thread. I'll fix this someday. For adhesive, I'm using a combination of snail, Stampin' Dimensionals, and then some glue dots. And I think that is it. Oh, and your Big Shot, because we're going to do some die cutting. So I'm going to go ahead and do the stamping first, and then we'll die cut this piece right here, and then hopefully y'all can see that beautiful stitching. You know, you run this through the Big Shot, but it just leaves that beautiful you know, cardstock that's decorated with this stitching. I just absolutely love it. So we're going to do both of those at the same time. These are photopolymer, so it makes it really easy to see where you're stamping, so you can see that. So I've got my greeting right here, Get Well Soon, and I'm going to ink this up in Balmy Blue. Okay, that's just going to go right here, get it straight. And then one of the die cuts is this really pretty label right here. So I'm going to die cut that out, and I'm going to make sure that this little decorative piece is close to the end, because I'm going to be chopping off the left side. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and run this. This is the stitching framelit. I'm going to run that through on the crushed curry piece as well. So let's get out the Big Shot. So I am using my magnetic platform, and maybe I can do this at the same time. Didn't mean to do that. I should be able to. And I'm just placing this right here in the center of the cardstock. And then my Get Well Soon. And you just want to make sure that it's lined up straight. That looks good. And then let's just run that through. Hi to the other ladies that have joined. Oh no, it went crooked. Okay, I gotta stamp that again. It shifted. I didn't notice that. But there's the beautiful stitching. Isn't that just so pretty? Okay, let me get another piece of cardstock. We got to do that again. Sometimes you just, you know, it doesn't work out the first time. That's okay. Just do it again. Luckily, cardstock's cheap. All right. Get well soon. Okay, so try this again. Not sure why it shifted, but it did. Things like that happen. Okay. Maybe I bumped it for all I know. Okay, I think we're good. There we go, that looks a lot better. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just gonna use my take your pick little tool just to poke out. I really don't have to worry about the ones on the left side because I'm going to be cutting that off. But let's go ahead and put our card together. So we've got these two pieces here and we've got our card base. So let's see. So this is kind of so, you know, just like a layering card. And so if you can see that, that's like, you know, just like some stitching. I couldn't tell you if that stitch has a name, but there's the other side of that paper, just really pretty embroidery. So I'm just gonna, I kind of like cards like this when you just kind of place them, you know, don't really have like a true pattern. It's just kind of, you just kind of just stick it down. So let's see, that's gonna go about there. This kind of, it's like an optical illusion. It looks like it's not straight. I promise it's straight, but with the stitching, I guess it just kind of looks a little off. And then that's gonna go, let's see here. That's kind of driving me crazy. I'm gonna peel this off just a little bit. I'm gonna cut this down just a little bit more. It's kind of bothering me that it's about the same length as this. So I'm just gonna cut off just like a 1/2 inch. That's not even a 1/2 inch. That was about 1/4 inch. Okay. So cut it. I'm gonna cut it down to a 1/2 inch. So that makes it 3 inches by 3 1/4. So let's see what that looks like. I'm not going to press it down really hard. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so I cut this down to 3 by 3 1/4. And I just attached that with snail. For this panel, I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals. And because I'm like, I may confuse y'all. I'm confusing myself. 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. I keep saying 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, so just popping this up. Have any of y'all ever had an injury where half of your fingernail comes off? I'm just wondering how long this is gonna take to heal. I wear acrylic nails and I have an appointment next Tuesday. I'm not gonna, there's no way, I'm not gonna let her, I don't think I'll have her put one on that. I think my nail is just, it's gonna be still too low and it's so sore. But if y'all have any of that, let me know if you've ever had that happen. Okay, one more here. And that, I'm gonna put the crushed curry flush with the card, with the Whisper White card base. And just make kind of like, you know, making sure that this pattern paper is even on the top and the bottom, like so. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take my scissors and just cut this. That looks straight. And again, this is going to be flush with the crushed curry. And I'm just going to use my snail to attach that. So are y'all having a good day? And I'm going to put this up just a little bit higher. I don't really have a need for many get well cards, but had a friend recently have some surgery, so I thought that I would send this to her. Okay, and I am just using one of the faceted buttons. I'm going to attach this with a glue dot. One should be enough. If you want to, you could always use 2. And I'm just going to attach it right about there. Now this is the kind of the cheater way of putting a bow on. You could obviously thread the linen thread through the holes if you wanted to. This is the easy way, where I just attach it with the glue dot, and then I come in with the thread, tie a bow, and then I'll put a glue dot in the center of the button and just mush that bow in there, and really you can't see it unless you look like super close, which I don't think anybody looks that closely at a handmade card. I love this old olive linen thread. I hope, keeping my fingers crossed, that it carries over into the new annual catalog. Okay, so I've just taken a glue dot. I'm kind of balling it up and just putting it inside the button. There's like a little concaves, and then I just mush it in there, just like so. And I'm going to kind of leave the tails a little long. I like how the linen thread is on a spool and it has like a little wave to it. I think it's kind of nice. Looks like, you know, like pretty curls and hair. So I like when it's a little bit longer and you kind of see that. Just add some fun dimension to it. But anyway, that is it. So simple card, like I said. If you joined me late, well, you may have heard that I ripped a nail. My pinky finger's super sore, so I just wanted to do something super easy but very attractive. You know, this is a very quick card, and just I think just the details just make it so nice. And I just wanted to highlight my product of the week, which was the needle and thread bundle. So it comes with the stamp set and then the coordinating dies right here. So like I was mentioning earlier, you do save 10% if you purchase it as a bundle. And let's see, if you got it, you're just about $5 short of getting a free celebration item. So if you add in the linen thread, it doesn't come like this, I promise. It looks like this. Nice and neat. So if you did the bundle along with the linen thread, that would get you to the $50 mark, and you would qualify for a free celebration item. So just so you know, celebration is going on through the end of March, and so we still have 2 months left. All right, guys. Well, I will have an accompanying blog post up tomorrow showing off this card. I will have the products that I used up on Facebook here in just about an hour. But anyway, guys, ladies, thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week for another iStampin' Live. Bye.